Alright, and start. Okay, so welcome back. I haven't been posting new videos for a while. I apologize for that. I've been trying to post at least something every day, give or take, right? Like community posts and all that. Um, yeah, I also made a short recently, which I'm really proud of. But yeah, so today I'm just gonna work on another just like random drawing. I'm gonna have to do this to completion today. So this recording might be a little bit longer than usual. Because basically what I did is I started a Studio Clip time lapse, and I have to get it done in one like thing. I can't. What's it called? I can't do it halfway in this video and then like leave it till tomorrow, because then the time lapse is gonna record that bit as well. Um, or at least it might, and I don't want to risk it, right? So yeah, I already kind of started this without recording because I didn't think to for some reason record. But yeah, so I can take that off. Oh, this looks so horrible. Um, but yeah, basically, so yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do all the anatomy bit and then figure things out from there. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna also post this as like a time lapse short as well, because that gets really good views for some reason. I don't know why. Um. So yeah, hopefully. What was I doing? Oh, I need to actually. I may have done this a little bit incorrectly, but it's whatever. It doesn't matter that much. But here, we're just gonna do the rib cage first. Right. And by the way, if you watch this video and then you then watch the time lapse, um, you might get a feel for like how hilarious time lapse videos look to me, especially the ones that I make. Because thing is, I know what goes on behind the scenes and like how many like. So okay, if you look at the actual short that I posted, the first short that I posted, right? You might like, if you look closely enough, you might see a couple of times where I like draw one thing like an eye, right, and then I like erase it and then draw another thing, right. So in the short, that happens in the span of like seconds, right. In real life, that happened over the span of like a good maybe 30 minutes, as I was just like bashing my head against my table, just like trying to figure out what kind of eye shape I wanted. Um, so yeah, I am very glad that the time lapse does not show any of that. Like, it makes me look very confident. Oh boy, wonder what happened there. Um, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, here's the rib cage, and now I gotta do the these thingies, the collarbones. I really feel like I should live stream this instead of just record it, because like, thing is, live streaming will be literally this, except for I'll also be live, which might entice people to watch it more, I guess. I don't know. Because, like, the thing is, I'm not doing any kind of, like, fancy editing. Like, the whole point of videos, right, is that you can do fancy editing and stuff, and you can, like, you know, make everything hyper planned and all that, and you can, like, control what you show and what you don't show over the process, right? But like, I'm way too lazy to actually edit anything, because these recordings are like hours long, and I don't want to spend, like, after I've already like spent an hour and a half drawing, I don't want to spend another 2 hours editing. Um because like the result isn't gonna really change that much. It's just gonna, I don't even know. Well, what would even happen if I like edit? Like I don't even know what I'd edit out though, because like at most I'd like edit out maybe some background noises like the planes going by and stuff. But other than that, there's not really much for me to do. Yeah. Maybe I'd make it short. I maybe like time lapse it actually, because like the thing is, I'm gonna be honest. I tried watching my own videos, and it's like I can't watch for that long. Man. Yeah. The only people that I know that watch my videos to completion is, I believe, my mother, because she like just does stuff, and it just kind of like plays them in the background. And then my sister, because what happens is, right, she, or at least what she told me. Oh, I did this wrong. Yeah. What she told me was that, like, basically, right, she watches my videos as, like, a motivation to actually do stuff. Because then she can't, like, use her phone that much. And stuff. I don't know if I misinterpreted it that well, but, like, yeah, I feel like maybe if I time-lapse this stuff more, but like the thing is, if I'm gonna time-lapse it, I might as well post a short. But the issue with shorts is that, what's it called? Hold on. It needs to go this way. Okay. The issue with shorts is that they're like, they work on a completely different system, where like the views from shorts don't really mean the same thing. Like, they're definitely a lot, but, like, they don't really mean much, because that's just the way shorts work. And I don't know if that's necessarily that great of an idea. I mean, it probably is fine, but, like, hold on, let me... Yeah, hold on, so... Yeah, okay, so that means that this is actually supposed to be more upright like that. Yep. Fun. All right. Nice. Okay. And now muscles. Wait, no, hold on. It needs to go a little bit further, like that. I need to think of the arm with this angle. Oh yeah, also, another thing that I found out is that, because the time lapses goes really fast, if I mess up on like on the fill bucket tool, right, and I like fill the entire page instead of like a small section, it like I don't know, I feel like I would have to put an epilepsy warning on those shorts, because like it happens so fast, because I like, I do it, delete it, do it again, delete it, do it again, delete it, and it's like flashing lights almost. I mean, yeah, I probably should. Like, I mean, it depends on if I actually do it. I feel like I'll probably just avoid filling today. Yeah. Thing is, I've just had like a few days of where I've like kind of taken a break from digital, and I've just been like doing pencil drawings. And I've been. What am I looking for? Actually, hold on. Wait. Oh yeah, sorry. I was talking to Stall for time as I was pulling up my anatomy reference, and I just forgot to do that. Anyways, so basically, right. what's it called? What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So I've been like doing a bunch of pencil drawings recently because that's basically all I'm good at. Like, the thing is, I have zero skills on paper outside of just pencil, at most, maybe pen, right? That's about the only other thing that actually I can sort of confidently use. Yeah, other than that, I'm screwed, right? Like, give me a paintbrush, I will absolutely do nothing productive with it because I just can't. I have no clue how to properly use anything besides like a pencil and at most a pen. And even then, a pen is adventurous for me on paper because like I can't erase it. Um. So yeah. Yeah, I've been like trying to do pencil drawings again, and like I definitely do feel that I have way better skills um, in pencil than I have on digital, which shouldn't be the case because usually because digital has so many tools that I could take advantage of, right? And I tried to, right? Like I mean I used the 3D models and stuff, but what's it called? But like thing is, I am very like hesitant to use any of the tools because I like have that inner Hayao Miyazaki in me. That like is basically like any kind of digital is cheating, and just like constantly telling me that. If you don't know, by the way, Hayao Miyazaki is like very infamous for being insanely against any kind of digital art. Like basically he like forces his animation teams to like hand draw all the animation frames still, which I personally think is taking it a little bit too far because like I mean like on one hand I understand it, right? Like on one hand I understand that like yeah, a lot of the tools on digital do feel like cheating, right? Like it does feel very like yeah, unnatural in some ways, right? And especially like a lot of the animation shortcuts tend to sort of kind of decrease the quality a little bit. All right, you know what? I don't want to draw out all the muscles. I'm just gonna do. Okay. All right. This is how a forearm looks here, and then that goes like that. Incredible. All right. But yeah, like things on one hand I understand it, but on the other hand it's like for animation specifically that must suck to have to hand draw all the frames because like basically you spend 30 hours on a drawing that people are gonna see for like a split second and not even register. Like it I don't know. It's just a really it just feels. I just really feel for the animators that like pour blood, sweat, and tears over older stuff. Because the thing is, I pour blood, sweat, and tears over like singular images like this, and like I would be so mad if like by design they were not meant to be seen. Because like the thing is, animation frames aren't actually meant to be seen individually at all. Like if you actually like. That's why it's so funny to sometimes like pause any sort of animation like on like a specific frame, especially like in between frames of like when characters like talking or like transitioning facial expressions, right? Those frames are not actually meant to be seen necessarily, right? Like they're there, but they happen so quickly that like your brain doesn't register them, and so that's why they look so weird. Right, because their entire purpose is to just like make a transition more fluid, right? But like they are there with the expectation that like on their own they don't actually like aren't actually going to be seen that much, and I just feel for the hardworking artists that like pour like 30 hours of work into a frame that just is never going to be seen by a single person. That must suck. Because things like comic panels sort of kind of are like that, but like but like no matter how minor a panel it is, you still draw with the expectation that like yeah, people are going to see it still. right? Like it's not gonna be like completely invisible, right? Like it's not gonna be the focus of the overall. I don't know if I like that. Hold on. Okay, yeah, because I didn't turn it on its side. That's why. Does it particularly matter? Fine, I'll redo it. But yeah, like, no matter how like small a panel, right? It's still like meant to be seen at the end of the day, right? That's why like you have to put like a basic amount of quality into everything, right? It doesn't have to be 10 out of 10 masterpieces. Like, you know, if you were drawing like a singular image, right? Then yeah, you have to put a bunch of effort into that singular image, right? Like that, like you have to like actually be aware of all the mistakes that you make and have to like actually actively fix them, right? Whereas when it comes to a panel, it's not. I mean, it's recommended to like avoid mistakes as much as you can, but like, thing is, at the end of the day, it's just a panel. You don't have to be perfect, right? If you make some kind of mistake, it's very unlikely to be noticed, right? And you know, thing is, even more so when it comes to animation. That's why like, you can constantly see videos that are like talking about like, oh, this like animated movie or something had like these animation errors. Oh no, what a tragedy, right? But the reason why like no one actually cares is because you don't really see them, because these are like singular frame mistakes or like minor detail mistakes that like don't really matter and like do not affect the show in any way, right? That's kind of like the reason as to why you constantly why you like basically any animated movie, no matter how high the budget, you can probably find at least a couple mistakes. Okay. Unless, of course, they go the Hayao Miyazaki route and they like hand draw everything, in which case there's just a lot more attention put into everything. I mean, even then, I feel Hayao Miyazaki probably has some animation errors here and there. Because again, I don't think he's so much of a monster to like actually like force his animators to like account for every miniature mistake possible. Like that's not realistic, particularly. But yeah. I also, speaking of Hayao Miyazaki, I don't understand why he hates his son so much. Like it makes no sense to me. Like his son made a movie called Tales from Earthsea, and like it's not even that bad. Like I mean, it's a decent movie. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like the greatest masterpiece I've ever seen, right? But like my taste is terrible, so like I can't even judge that. Like even if it was the greatest masterpiece of all time, I wouldn't be able to like see it, right? Like I mean, things I enjoyed it, right? Like I wouldn't like dislike it in any way, right? It's a pretty nice, wholesome story, and I like the setting of it definitely, right? The like ancient Greek style setting. I feel like that's a very unique setting that like doesn't tend to get used in Japanese animation, especially. So yeah, I think that's a very interesting thing. I think the what's it called? The plot itself is very interesting. It's very wholesome plot, same as most Miyazaki movies. So yeah, I don't understand. Like, but for some reason, right? I keep hearing about how much Hayao Miyazaki like just like despises his son for it, and I like, I don't know. It just makes no sense. But yeah, I don't judge. Whatever. It's their business, not mine. Is this how I want? No, I think the nose needs to be a little bit more kind of like out like this. that good? I don't know if it is. Something feels off. I can't quite put my finger on it. That took 20 minutes only, wow. Nice. I can be faster at this. I don't like that. Let me think. Why would this feel wrong? I cannot pinpoint a reason. Okay. Ooh, I think the I think I don't like how this recedes so much. I think it needs to be a little bit more like. Yeah, I think I like that more. It shouldn't be like here. It should be kind of like more like that. Yeah. Like, I mean, that was fine. Like, it wasn't, like, incorrect. It just didn't feel right for, like, what I want to draw at the moment. So, yeah. Nope. Nope. I don't like that. I don't like this here. All right. So yeah, let me just all right, and now do, and then do, and now I think that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Nice. Okay. All right. Oh, this is so messy though. I feel this eye might be a little bit too close. Maybe if I move it back like that a little bit. Yep. Yep, I think that's good. I'm thinking probably just doing that. Yeah, something along these lines, and now do. And do. All right. Okay, and now Alright, yeah. Whew. 25 minutes? Wow. Record timing, my goodness. This takes like an hour usually. Wow, okay, nice. I like that. Alright, I'm just gonna go here. Ooh, actually, you know what I want to do? I want to take this eyebrow and I want to make it more angry. Like, take it like this and then like just shift it down. Like a little. In that case, actually, I feel like I need to erase a little bit of it. Perfect. Incredible. All right. Okay. So yeah, just some random hair here. All right, perhaps there will be, I'll try not to do this, to do anything, but like perhaps the short will have a epilepsy warning on it. There is a non-zero chance right now. Because I'm thinking of making this person I just have... Please! No! Oh, no! Alright. Might need to put epilepsy warnings on it. But I don't know how to do that. Wait, hold on. I can edit it. Actually, yeah, it's a 30-second video. I can edit it. Please, 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 please. Yes! Thank you. Yeah, because like, see, like once again, the thing is that what I just did that. Oh, I don't like this hair here. I think it needs to be more like that. Right. The thing is, on this video, right, the fill tool mistake that I did there, right? That's not too terrible. Like, it's just like a sudden thing of black, right? But on a short that is 30 seconds out of, well, at this point 28 minutes, right? And it's probably gonna be way more, right? What's gonna happen is that's gonna get, it's gonna be like an insanely fast, wait, no, hold on, I need to, let's use you, just, it's gonna be just an insanely fast like flash, and so I don't know if that's gonna be necessarily great for everyone. I mean, I'll review it definitely and see if, like, you know, maybe it's not that bad. But, should probably still put a warning. Nonetheless, no, I don't like that. Maybe if I go more this way. Oh wait, I'm doing this on the wrong layer. Hold on. Wait, no. Oh no 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 no. Redo. How does that look? Better, but I still don't like it. I don't like this. It's fine. It's not that bad. Or wait, hold on. Actually, you know what I can do? I feel like if I was to take this hair and make it a little bit longer, perhaps. It'll be fine. Okay, so yeah, here's that. And then what else do I want to do? Oh yeah, one thing that I want to definitely do is I want to add action lines, because like the entire point of this right now is that I kind of want to add I kind of want to basically, because this is such an active pose, right? The entire point of this is, in theory, right? The point of it, if I was to put this back, right, is that if there was, say, like, someone throwing a punch, right? Pretend that's a hand, right? Right, the point is that you kind of slap it here, you kind of parry it here with this, right? And what you maybe do, right, is you take this arm and you pull it to actually get the person into, if you make like a fist here, you kind of throw this out and then you pull this here, right? It's kind of the point of this position, but, or like one of the points that you could possibly do in this position, right? But yeah, it's not necessarily 100%, but like that's why I kind of want to add action lines. I don't have a second hand in this, and I don't want to draw it because that's too much work, and I don't want to do it. But in theory, that's what would happen, and that's what I would probably need to draw. Oh, actually, hold on. Oh, I don't have any back muscles. Whoops. Guess I'll just approximate them like that. For some reason, yeah, something like that. All right. What I want to make now is I want to make this holder. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do. And then I'm gonna just take this out. Where is it? There it is. Yes. Take this. Ooh, this looks too empty now. Hold on. This may need a little bit more like that. And now I take down the opacity of all this. Okay. Alright, what kind of clothing do I want on this person? I'm thinking maybe something along the lines of what I posted yesterday. Just like that embroidered shirt type thing. Because I like the design. Like, I like the concept of it. Where's my mouse? Oh, there it is. Okay. Why are you not working? There we are. Okay. Just need to pull up a reference for it. Yeah. So this. No clue what that is. Yeah. Okay. Da, da, da. Allow me to think. I am. Okay, that is type 1 of thumb. That's not what I'm looking for. There's different types. What? There's more than one cuff thumb. Wow. I didn't know that. That's very interesting. Fascinating. Huh. Never knew that. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, two main options that I have are kind of sort of something like Gambism type thing, but like fancier. It's not really Gambism. It's basically like it's this do right, and then there's kind of like usually for some reason this pattern on it, and that's a kaftan. Right. And then the other option that I have is more akin to what I drew yesterday, which is basically just kind of like a shirt type thing. Do. Still does kind of have a belt here. But this is a lot shorter. I should go all the way to here because it's a shirt, not a like it's a singular shirt. There's no split bits in it. Do. And then there's kind of like this big boy pattern on it with like stuff there, basically, and then occasionally there's also stuff on here. And then do. So between these, yeah, let's pick that. Alright, I'll just keep it up as a reference, sort of. I can just draw it straight up over the body. So, the way I'm probably going to go about this is first I need to develop this bit. Alright. Let me turn the hair off really quickly. So it should kind of go give or take, kind of like this. Here. Do. All the way down like that. All the way down like that. Well, in fact, even further down than that. Hold on. That doesn't even stick up like that. It just kind of goes like that. And then all the way down to here, almost. And then like that. And I will do my best on here. I guarantee no results. In theory, it should sort of kind of bend down like that. Is it quite that big? I don't know if it's quite that big. Like that. And then here, like that. Give or take. I'm not particularly good at these folds. Hold on. Let me think about this. Okay, I have a long sleeve shirt on right now. What I need to do is I need to take this, fold it, and look at what kind of folds I get. So yeah, I get basically just a mass of folds like this. And then should kind of go like that. And like that, I think. Give or take, right? And now this bit should go kind of like that and like that. I was basically given the advice by someone who's way more experienced than me that I should just draw folds at more random and not really think about them as much and just be more confident. Essentially, not exactly the advice I was given, but you know, that's what I took away from it, and that's what has worked for me so far in the last few drawings that I've done. So that's kind of what I'm probably going to try and do. So here we are. Here we are. Oh wait, no, actually. So another thing that I kind of noticed, right, is that what's it called? Close stretch towards this like edge of the shoulder, right? So everything kind of stretches this way, and that includes this. Right, and then down here, everything stretches towards this bit here, right? So I'm trying to kind of capitalize on that a little bit. Do. Should still kind of have folds kind of going along here. Not super much, not a lot, but definitely a few. Do. Something like that, I guess. I think this should kind of go more like that, maybe. I don't know if I like this. Okay, basically I just need to do a bunch of shading down here because that's the part that's kind of hanging off, and it's kind of hanging off in kind of like a teardrop shape. Usually, is how clothes kind of hang off. So obviously all of this is going to be in shadow. And think of the teardrop as being here. So, Gonna make it not as steep here. Take out this bit here, this bit here, this bit here. I'm actually thinking of maybe actually starting more closer to this area here instead of down here. So maybe like that more. I think so, yeah. Okay, and now need to kind of like that. Give or take. Actually, this is gonna be way wider. Here, do. All right, and perfect. And now I just need to kind of add in this bit here. Yeah, I don't know if I want to embroider it on the sleeves as much. Yeah, I think I'll leave it. And then the final thing that I gotta do is I gotta add in the neck. Now I can add this back in, and I can take this out. And I think I'll probably just add in this as well. Here. Like that. How long? Oh, 50 minutes, really? Wow. Okay. All right, now to add in all the fancy creative shade thingies. There we are. Okay. Wait, what? Drew it on the same layer. No. Okay. All right. So once again, everything stretches this way. Actually, no. Okay. First, I need to think about where I have a light source. Where would I want a light source? I want a light source here. All right. I want a light source there, and so what that means is that it's going to go here, and it's going to shade everything down here. All right. So this is all going to be shaded without question. Do. Actually, so is all of this can be actually shaded as well. Let's see. We're gonna see shading here. There. Like that. And now we're gonna see a shading kind of like maybe here. And then like that, and then like that, here, No, that's gonna be fine. I'm thinking maybe this will be fine. And then definitely some of these here. Actually thinking more kind of like that, probably. All right, and now time to shade all this. I think I might not be doing this enough. I don't know, I feel like the issue is I don't have the same like intuition here as I have on paper for some reason. I don't know why. Right. Ooh, actually, you know what I missed? There's this whole bit here. Or not. Wait. Hold on. This makes no sense. Yeah, the thing is, I don't know why. I still like my paper drawings more than this. I don't know if I particularly like how a lot of this is turning out. Okay, yeah. And now I feel like I still need to actually add in this here, perhaps. And now this like that. I need to build up some intuition on this. Alright, I want to detail this a little bit. Might want to do that under the shading though. Well, what's a nice design that I can use? Do. And then do, and do, and do, 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 and do. No, that was a bad idea. Because it looks like hatching, which is not great when I am actually using hatching at the same time, which is not. So that makes it pretty much not that great. Do 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 do. And be continuous with these shading bits here like that. Do, 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 do. Maybe just take out this bit here. Ooh, whoops! I missed a spot. Alright, now the other thing I have to do is I have to make sure that I have this all properly hatched. Wait, no, hold on. To have this bit properly hatched, and I have to have this bit properly hatched, like that. Like that, and then like that. Okay, I did it a little too messily. Hold on, I need to make it better. Yeah, I don't know about it. Never mind. Probably not. Can really go that far. I think that's enough. And then, yeah, alright, now if I just can get to work on the hands and the pupil, I think I'll be fine. Do. Do. And the thumb is on this side. We'll see how that looks in a second. Something along these lines, and then let me just see how it looks without the where's the hand ref? What layer did I do that on? There it is, yes. Ooh, they look so round. Oh, okay. So. No, this is wrong. Hold on. No, this is gonna be annoying. You know what? I'll just go with that. Alright, and the few things I want to change here is I want to change it to this. Nope, to this. do, do. I need to move that thumb forward, so here, two. I need to move it just a tad bit forward, like that. Yep. Hands are annoying. That's not supposed to point out like that. Maybe like that, and like that, please. I'll leave it. It's not the best hand I've ever drawn. It's not particularly great, but I'll leave it. I'll leave it at that. Yeah. All right. Now I gotta embroider the cuffs, and I gotta shape them properly. Cause I forgot to do that actually. Doot, and then doot, 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 doot. Yay. Alright, nice. I feel okay, I'll just detail the pupil and I'll probably just leave it here. So should I do screen tones? feel like I'll just leave it with that. Yay. Alright, and now I just gotta do multiple layers eraser. Do. Yeah, and I think I'll just leave it here. I think this is good enough. Like, I mean, it's not the most polished thing I've ever done. Like, I mean, I can definitely use a little bit more. Actually, I think, sorry, this head here, I think I might want to round it out a little bit more just to make it look a little bit more natural. Alright, yeah, I think I'll just leave it here. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Yeah. Bye.